Hit that jive jack, put it in pocket till I get back. Going downtown to see a man.
Good afternoon, YouTube. Another video here with Sean Jackson. I wanted to hop on here today to talk about compound interest. For those of you who do not know what that is, it is when you take a certain amount of money that you invest, and that money builds money over time, over a period of time, whether it's days, weeks, months, years, decades, correct? As you see on the whiteboard behind me, it says compound interest. Warren Buffett said that is the third most wonderful thing in the world is compound interest. That's how most billionaire and millionaires make their money, from compounding their money. So I figured I'd make a video on that today to explain it. What I mean by that, right? So, give you an example. A lot of people say, well, I don't make enough money at my job, I can't invest, I'll start investing when I start making a lot of money. You know, I only make, 40 grand a year or 20 grand a year. I don't have it right now, right? So think about this. How many of you guys drink Starbucks coffee every day? Or how many of you guys go to Dunkin' Donuts every day? Or smoke cigarettes, right? I'm a smoker, so I smoke cigarettes. I buy a pack of cigarettes. That's $10 a day, right? That's a little over $300 a month. I smoke cigarettes. If I invested that $300 a month, okay? I even brought a investment calculator. So let me zoom up a little bit so you can see, right? Initial investment, right? So just say 0. Monthly contributions, $300 a month because I smoke $10 a day is $300 a month. Length of time. So say I quit today, right? I'm 25. I'm 28 years old. Say I want to retire when I'm 58, right? So we'll do 28. We'll do 30 years, I guess. So I'll put in 30 years, right? Estimated return. So the S&P 500 has never went below a 7% return, right? Or 8% return. So just for today's sake, we'll do 8%, right? So we'll do 8% return, okay? Interest rate variation change. We're not going to do that. We're just going to do with the S&P 500. The average stock market makes 8% return, okay? Compound frequently. Annually, we're going to do annually. Calculate, right? So if I quit smoking and I put $10, I invested $10 a day, $10 a day into the S&P 500 until I was 55 years old, I would have almost $500,000. $407,000. See? That's where a lot of people get confused, right? Now let's say you want to double that, right? So we go back up top. Say you want to double that. Say you want to do $20 a day, right? $20 a day times 30. So that's $600 a month. So say you smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. $600 a month for 30 years. We're going to do it annually. Calculate, right? That's $815,000 when you're 55 years old. And that's not including your retirement at your job, whatever you've had saved, if you own a house. So the reason I'm telling you guys this, that's a lot of freaking money, right? So I wanted to get on here to show you that a lot of people get intimidated by investing because they think you have to be very smart. Let me tell you something, okay? I don't have a high school degree. I've never been to college. I'm a longshoreman at the Port of Baltimore, okay? I have kids, right? I had a kid in high school, and when I got a little bit older, probably around 25, I got sick and tired of not having a pot to piss in. I was living in a basement at my grandmother's house and didn't have anything but my kids and my fiance. Just bought my first house, and let me tell you something. This house I bought was from investing. If I did not invest, I would have never had the money to put down on this house. I put $11,000 down on this house because I invested my money, right? So, I say that to say this. You don't have to have a bunch of money to invest. My first investment in 2018, I opened up an app called Robinhood. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it. It is a big app. The first thing I ever bought was CarMax. It cost me $35 for one share. That was the first thing I ever bought. Then I started buying Starbucks, which was a real good one for me because I made some money off of that. I was buying Starbucks. And then I started buying things that I used all the time. My wife went to Starbucks all the time. So I'm like, well, if wifey's going to Starbucks, I might as well. In my head, I'm thinking every time she gets a coffee, my stock's going up. You know, that's just how I think, right? Like a businessman. That's how I'm trying to have that mentality. You know, I wear Nikes, I wear Jordans. You know, I like nice clothes. You know, things in that. I love electronics, Apple, iPhones. So I invest in that. And then about a year later, I started hearing about cryptocurrency, and it took my life over. I love it. So I started learning about cryptocurrency and how it works, what it does, how no government can get in between it, right? How we can kind of control our own money as we please. And I love that about that. So I'm trying to get as many people out there, guys, is to start learning how to invest. And I would be honored if any of you have podcasts or want to do an interview, you know what I mean? I would be honored to sit down and talk to you. You know, I wouldn't really charge you. I mean, of course, if you would, you would want to pay me for my time, I'd be generous to take it, but it's not about that. I want to help people. And I do a lot of this so that when I got my kids to look back at these videos when they get older, and I can teach them about credit and stocks and how money works and stuff like that. And I made a video on credit, so you can go back in my channel and visit that also. But I wanted to hop on here and just show you how important it is to invest money. Okay? Now let's get back to that Starbucks $5 cup of coffee, because my girl gets it every day. She spends $5 a day on a cup of coffee, right? So let's go back to our calculator here. I'm going to scoot up so you guys can see. Okay? Make sure you can see it, right? So, initial investment. Act like you started with nothing, okay? $5 cup of coffee, right? So what's 5 times 30 in a month, right? That's $150. That's $150 a month, okay? $150 a month, right? So say she did that for 40 years, because she's 25 years old. So say she did that for 40 years. Instead of going and buying a $5 coffee, she put $5 into the stock market, right? In the S&P 500 for 40 years. So she will be 65 years old, and that's the exact time when she's going to retire, right? And now let's calculate this. At an 8% return, right, annually, calculate, right? That's $500,000 off of a cup of coffee. That's not including whatever job she has, money saved, if she has a 401k at her job. That is just from not buying a cup of coffee every day. And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here telling you guys not to enjoy your life and splurge, but I'm telling you to be wise of what you spend your money on, right? Some people don't care about being wealthy. Some people are okay with being, the average Joe and stuff like that. Me personally, I'm not, right? I'd rather take the risk of being, so successful where I don't have to worry about money and my kids don't have to worry about money than take the safe route and run the rat race all the time. So that's why I do this. I do this to educate people and kind of open up their eyes and make them realize, because a lot of people say, oh, what's $5? Well, $5, you add that up over, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. And with inflation is going up tremendously because of our administration and our government, right? So now you go back, right? Go back 4 or 5 years ago. Look at gas prices. Go back 4 or 5 years ago. Look at milk. Go back 4 or 5 years ago. Look at anything. Bicycles. I got bicycles sitting over here. I bought 3 bikes. One for my girl for her 2 Valentine's days ago. I think I paid $700 for 2 mountain bikes. It's ridiculous. It's because everybody was at home on COVID and they were upcharging the bikes. But that's not the point. I say this, guys, just please be mindful of your money and do not let your money just sit there and do nothing. When it's sitting in a bank account, it is doing nothing. They are borrowing your money to lend it out to somebody else while they give you a shit interest rate. So please just think about what I'm saying. And I'm going to stop rattling on. And if you guys like this video, I appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.